Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? My name's Luke. I'm going to be taking today's session for you all. I hope you can all hear me. So today is our last session through topic 3, which is, if we refer to our session plan, so we're doing posture and the importance of maintaining good posture. So this is our last session on that topic before moving on next week to your first session in topic 4, which is around falls and balance. So we'll start with a little bit of education around the importance of maintaining good posture. So obviously, as you would have spoken about in previous weeks, posture is really important. It affects not only, it can affect your gait, your balance, but a lot of other things. When it comes to seated posture, it's really important to maintain, try lowering this down a little bit. Maintain good seated posture so that we're nice and stable and able to support ourselves really well. The more rounded we are, and if we stay in this position for a long time, we actually put a lot of stress and pressure through different areas of our back. So they say there is no one ideal posture. And a saying that I like to use is your next posture is your best posture. So it just means instead of trying to find an ideal posture to stay in the whole time, just constantly moving through different areas of extension in the spine or flexion. So moving forward and moving back, just trying to move around so you're not seated in one position for too long and putting too much pressure through your spine. It also helps with breathing, so maintaining a nice, strong spine, being able to breathe in and able to expand through the stomach so that you're able to get in deeper breaths. The more hunched over you are, the less your diaphragm is able to move down and less deep you're able to breathe. So maintaining good upright posture actually enables you to get in more breath, and that creates pressure in this, we call it intra-abdominal pressure, so pressure in your abdomen. And what that does is help stabilize the spine and torso. So pretty important when it comes to the grand scheme of things. So we might get started as we're running a little late. So for today's session, what you will need in terms of equipment is a pair of dumbbells and a TheraBand and a chair. So if everyone can have those ready, we'll get started into our warm-up. So let me move everything out of the way. I'll try and adjust the camera angle to make sure it's doing the best it can to fit everything in. But let me just adjust this. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, each exercise is going to go for about 30 seconds, and then we'll move on to the next one. So the warm-up should take around 7 minutes of our time. The first exercise we're going to do just starts with breathing in and then lifting our arms above our head as we do so. So we're going to do this for 30 seconds. So breathing in, stretching up, letting the arms go all the way up, and as we breathe out, letting the arms come back down. So working at our own pace, breathing in through the nose, letting the arms come up, reaching nice and high, then exhaling and letting the arms come back down. Very good. We'll go for 10 more seconds, breathing in and out, letting the arms come back down. Next, we're going to go into our thoracic rotation. So hands on opposite shoulders, and we're just going to be twisting our shoulders to face one wall and then slowly twisting back to the other, trying to get a lot of movement through our spine, trying to keep our feet relatively still, going at your own pace, twisting as far as you can, then to the right, and back to the middle. Next one we're going to do is just walking on the spot. So staying on the spot, staying upright as we walk, just lifting our feet up and down, keeping our feet moving up and down on the spots, making sure we're staying nice and tall. And then we've got 5 more seconds. The next one we're going to do is heel taps. So we're putting 1 foot forward, tapping our heel on the ground, and bringing our feet back together. So forward, back, tapping with the heel, bring it back. We're doing this for 15 more seconds, just tapping the heel, standing back together. Again, trying to make sure you're staying nice and tall, strong, straight spine. Tapping the heel, 5 more seconds, everybody. And moving on to the next one, where we're taking 2 steps forward, 1, 2, tapping our toe, 2 steps back, tapping our toe. We're going to keep doing this. 30 seconds, just 2 steps forward.
Tap.
That's it. So 1, 2, tap in the front, 1, 2, tap in the back, 1, 2, tap in the front, 1, 2, tap in the back.
Back.
Next, we're going on to high knees on the spot. So if you need a chair to stabilize yourself, we're going high knees on the spot, trying to stay really upright. Nice and strong in our posture. Trying to have a proud chest. A couple more seconds. All right, everybody, we're now going to grab our dumbbells, or you can do it with no weight. But what we're going to do is our shadow boxing. So dumbbells in the hand, and we're just moving forward, back, and we're alternating which side. Very good. Again, trying to have a big proud chest, having our hips in the good position, moving arms forward and back. Very good. We're going for 5 more seconds. Try and keep our shoulders down. All right. Next one is fast feet on the spot. So we're down here, just trying to move our feet as fast as we can on the spot for 30 seconds. Trying to go as fast as you can, still trying to stay nice and tall. We're going for 10 more seconds. All right.
This is in a different office.
Yes. All right, next one. Again, we're going to hold our dumbbells if you've got them, or we can go empty hand, but we're going to do arm circles. Going up as high as we can, down, control. Trying to warm those shoulders up. Going to go moving them forwards. That's it, nice and controlled, trying to keep a nice straight back, shoulders down. And done there. We're going to our third last exercise for our warm up, which is a high knee extension. So we're bringing our leg up, straightening the leg out, back to a knee, then back down. We're going to go 30 seconds on each side. So if you need to have a chair next to you, just for a little bit of balance, that's all right. But trying to stay nice and tall, back down. I like to imagine there's a string attached to the top of my head, pulling me up nice and tall. All right, 5 more seconds. And we'll go on to the other side. And swapping over. Lifting the knee up, straightening the leg out, bringing it back, and then down. Should feel a nice stretch down the back of your leg when you get it out straight. Back to this standing position. A little bit longer, 10 more seconds on this side. Final 5 seconds, we're going to grab our dumbbells and do one more exercise. Then we'll have a bit of a break before we get into the main session. All right, everybody grabbing your dumbbells. Last little bit, holding them nice and loose and just walking on the spot, letting your hands swing with your dumbbells. It's nice and loose. Small little steps on the spot. So letting the shoulders relax. Big proud chest, let that string pull you up nice and tall. 5 more seconds. And having a rest there. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling pretty warm. Got a bit of a sweat on already. So we'll have about a minute's rest and then we'll get into our main session. So I'll have about 8 exercises for us. We're going to try and do 2 to 3 sets of each exercise. So while we're still resting, I'll show you what our first exercise is going to be. So it's called a box squat. You're standing, I'll do it side on for you guys. So we're going to be standing, feet about shoulder width apart, thinking that good posture, trying to have a big proud chest. And then we're trying to move our butt down as we're going to sit down. When it taps the chair, we're coming straight back up. So we're not trying to sit down, take all our weight off. Trying to stand nice and tall, lower ourselves down until our bottom touches the chair, and then straight back up. If you want to make it a bit harder, you can hold the dumbbell. I like to hold it in between my wrists and holding it at my chest height. And you'll go down, tap, back up. Really important that we're going to try and keep a straight back as we do it. We don't want to go down and round. We want to try and keep straight back. So as we go down, we're nice and long through our spine and back up. All right, everybody. We should be ready to go. We're going to do 3 lots of 10. And we can just go at our own pace. So no need to rush through it. I'll count, but you get work at your own pace. So, everybody ready? We're going to go for our first lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, having a little rest there. And then we'll go for 2 more sets. So like I said, importance of keeping that straight spine. Try and think nice and proud through our chest as we go down. We don't want it sinking in. I have a big proud chest, move the butt down towards the chair and driving back up. All right. 10 more seconds and then we'll go into our next set. So remember, feet hip width apart, hip to shoulder width apart, standing up nice and tall, proud chest. And our next set, we're going to go down for 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to think proud chest, moving your butt down and away. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Shaking the legs out. We got one more set. And we'll do it in about 30 seconds. So like I said, really important to make sure we're not rounding too much so that we can create pressure in our abdomen so that as we go down, we're not hunching over and our spine's not in a weak position. We want to try and keep nice and strong. So as we're putting force through our legs, our upper body's allowed to absorb that force well.
That's it.
All right, ready for our last set of our box squats. So feet hip width apart. And first rep is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. All right, that's the squats done. The next exercise we're going to go into is a shoulder press, but we're going to be in a split stance. So we'll need our dumbbells for these ones. And our feet position, we're going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Whichever foot you want at the front is up to you. You should feel nice and stable in this position though. What our upper body is going to be doing, so we're going to be in the split stance. Our dumbbells are going to be up at our shoulders. We're then going to push up above our head and then lower them back down to our shoulders again. We're going to do, again, 3 lots of 10. And like I said, whichever foot you have in front, it's up to you. We should just feel nice and stable. So, dumbbells at our shoulders. We're going to do 10. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. Remember, working at your own pace. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, having a bit of a rest. Doing really well. Remember, making sure while we're in this split stance, we're not hunched over. We should have our hips underneath our shoulders, back nice and straight, proud chest. It should all be linked together. So that as we press overhead, we're not arching our back too much or bending forward. Trying to go the weight straight up so that it's all stacked on top of each other. All right, we're going to go again for our next set. Remember, setting up so that our feet are split, 1 foot in front, 1 behind. And working on to our next set of 10. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. When you're done your 10, bit of a rest, and we'll go 1 more set. All right. In about 10 seconds, we'll move into our last set of this one. All right. 3, 2, 1, back in our split stance. Pressing overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good, everybody. We're done with this shoulder press. But keep our dumbbells because we're going to use them for our next exercise, which is a deadlift. This one's going to be really good for strengthening kind of what we call our posterior chain. So our lower back, our glutes, our hamstrings, which all play an important role in posture. So our glutes and hamstrings help stabilize your hips. And then our lower back obviously supports that spine. So a lot of movement we do during the day and a lot of activities during the day require a strong lower back, a lot of bending forward. So the stronger it is through there, the more able we are to do those exercises and activities. So what it's going to look like, the dumbbells are going to start just in your hands on the front of your legs. You're then going to have what we call a soft bend in the knee. So if my legs are all the way straight, I'm going to have a slight bend in them. We call that a soft knee. From there, you're going to let the dumbbells trace the front of your legs as you push your bum back towards a wall, letting your chest come over, but the dumbbells trace to just below your knees, keeping a nice straight back, and then driving through the hips to stand up tall again. Again, we're going to do a couple lots of 10. So I'll count us out, count us down as we go, but work at your own pace. So feet hip width apart, soft bend in the knee, and we're going down for 1, letting the butt go back, dumbbells trace down to just below your knees, nice straight back, and driving through the hips. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more. Pushing the bum back, 8, keep a nice straight back as we go down. 9, last 1, 10, standing up. Very good. All right, we've got 2 more lots of that one, and then we'll move on. So a quick little rest. We'll get started again in 10 seconds. Remember, working at your own pace, but trying to get 10. All right, setting back up for our next set. Feet hip width apart, dumbbells on the front of your legs, just like this. And ready to go again, and letting the dumbbells creep down the legs, pushing your bum back, chest comes over. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. We're going to do 1 more set of that in about 15 seconds. Again, making sure we're just working at our own pace. All right. Everybody's setting up for our last set. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. Nice control. Make sure we got it straight back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Very good. That's the deadlifts done. Our next exercise is going to be another shoulder exercise, and it's going to require us to be in split stance again. So remember, split stance, 1 foot forward, 1 back, whichever foot you want is up to you. Just making sure your feet are on train tracks. We don't want you standing on what we call a tightrope, which is where both feet are in line. You'll be on a train track, so there's a little bit of space between your feet so that you're nice and stable. Once you're in split stance, we're going to be doing a lateral raise. So dumbbells are going to be on either side, and you're going to lift your arms up till they're in line with the shoulders, and then back down. We're going to do 3 sets of 8 for this one. So setting up in split stance, nice and stable, making sure your chest nice and proud, back nice and straight, and ready. We're going to go for 1.
Oh, sorry.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. So again, try and make sure through all these movements, we're nice and stable through our torso, got a proud chest, straightening out our spine as much as we can, so that as we're working through the movement, we're able to build pressure through our midsection so that we can control our torso and stabilize our spine. All right, 10 more seconds of rest, and then we'll go on to our next set of that one. You can alternate feet if you want the other foot forward, but as long as you feel stable, that's all right. Ready for our next set, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did a couple extra there because we're only going to do 2 sets of that one. We're going to move on, and this one we're going to need our TheraBand. So everybody's going to grab their TheraBand, and what we're going to do is we're going to sit down and we're going to tie it around our knees. So we're seated down. What you're going to do is put it down under your knees and then tie it in a bit of a knot at the front, so there's enough tension on it that you actually have to push out against something. We don't want it too loose. We want it to be kind of pulling your knees gently back in, so as we move through the exercise, there's a bit of resistance. While everyone's getting their band set up, I'm going to show us what we're going to be doing. So it's called a side step into a squat. So we're going to start with our feet together, stepping out, down, keeping our feet and knees about hip width apart, squatting down, pushing our knees out into the band, not letting them get pulled in, pushing them out, back up, and then stepping to the side, squatting, pushing your knees out and back up. And we're going to do 3 lots of 10.
Oh, yeah.
So it's pretty much going to be 5 each side. Again, remember when we squat, we're not rounding down, we're keeping a nice proud chest, moving our hips back as we go down. So this one is going to be really good for what a muscle called our glute med, which sits in here and has a big role in hip stabilization, which affects posture. All right, so starting with our feet about hip width apart, and we're stepping to the side, Squatting down, that's 1.
Ooh.
The other side. 2. Other side. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Nice proud chest as we're going down. 8. 9. Last one. 10. Very good. Quick little breather, and then we'll go for our next set. Again, trying to make sure as we go down, pushing our knees out, trying to imagine you're trying to get your knees over your little toes instead of letting them come to the middle. Moving your bum back, trying to keep a nice straight back, proud chest as we go down. All right, ready for our next set. And stepping to the side. 1. 2. Remember, working at our own pace. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. 10. Very good. Another quick little rest. And then we'll go for our last set. All right. 5 more seconds, and then we'll get going.
I can see him, but he can't see me. See, there's that one, and that one. But
All right, ready, and
for some reason, my audio is not showing. So you're going to stick your tongue out.
2.
Oh, you're doing it. Huh?
3. 4.
Was that something
5.
else?
Ah,
6. 7. Stepping to the side. 8.
I think it's the guy. That,
9. And 10. All right. You can sit back down and untie your TheraBand. And when you're done there, we're going to grab our dumbbells again. Hopefully you all didn't tie as tricky a knot as I did. There we go. All right, grabbing our dumbbells again.
what we done do it for you?
You can. Just think I have to get 2, 1 knotted and 1 not.
So this next one is called a dumbbell upright row. So what you're going to be doing is starting with the dumbbells down the front. You're then going to pull them up towards your shoulders. What we're trying to do is make sure we're staying nice and straight through our back, pulling up and letting our elbows come up as high as we can. Only pull to as high as we're able to. And this one's going to be really good for strengthening our back muscles and our shoulders. So we're going to do, again, 3 lots of 10. So dumbbells starting around your hips, and we're going to do 10. So standing up nice and tall, proud chest, and pulling up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, very good. Having a rest there. About 20 seconds, Remember, important, as we breathe in, we're trying to pull that breath into our stomach. So not trying to move your chest up, you're trying to breathe in and really push your stomach out, because that's going to create pressure that stabilizes your spine, which is really important. So as we breathe in during the movement, trying to fill up our stomach. Ready, next set, dumbbells out the front, going for 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good, everybody. Another quick rest and one more lot of that. And we have one more exercise we're going to do 3 sets of before we get into our cool down. So again, trying to make sure as we're pulling up, you're not rounding, trying to stay nice and proud through the chest. Like I said, imagine there's a string pulling you all the way up. It's connected from the top of your head all the way to your toes. As that string gets pulled, you're up nice and tall. All right, ready for our last set. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. All right, like I said, one more exercise. And what it's called is a step forward to lunge. So we're going to step forward and lunge, and during that movement, we're going to do a bicep curl. So I'll show you what the lunge is. So starting here, stepping forward, a little bit of a squat down, then back up, and there. So that's what our legs are doing. Then as we step forward, we're going to curl our arms up to our shoulders as we go down, and then arms down, back to the middle. And for this one, we're going to alternate legs. So we're going to do 2 lots of 10, but it's going to be alternating between right foot forward, left foot forward. So I'll give us a couple. So we're going to go right foot forward, curling up and back, and then left foot, curling up and back. So that's what it's going to look like. We're going to do 2 lots of 10. Making sure we're all ready. And again, during this movement, as we step forward, I stay up nice and tall. As we curl, up nice and tall, and then controlling all the way. All right, everybody. Ready, and stepping forward, curl, that's 1. And then other foot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Once you're done your 10, having a little break. We've got about 10 more seconds and we'll go into our last set. And then we'll get into our cool down. All right, everybody. Getting back into position. Again, making sure as we're stepping forward, we're nice and tall, not letting ourselves get full forward. Remember, posture is important for balance. So we're trying to keep our center of mass in between our legs. The further we go forward, the more weight's on our front leg, the more likely we are to tip forward. So as we step, trying to keep our weight in the middle of our legs. And as we go down, curling up, trying to keep nice and tall. All right. Last set. Ready and stepping forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Putting the dumbbells down, having a bit of a rest, and we'll get into some stretches. We're going to try and hold each stretch for about 30 seconds, trying to make sure we loosen up and we're letting those muscles release. So, first one is a standing calf stretch. So a good way to do this one with a chair, you're going to put one foot back, keep the foot at the back, the heel down, and you're trying to stretch. You move your hips forward, keeping your heel on the ground. You should feel a stretch through the calf. If you're not feeling it, you might need to move your foot a little bit further back. But we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. And then we're going to swap sides. We're going to go 2 times on each side. So try and keep the knee straight, foot back, heel on the ground. Moving the hips forward till you feel a nice pull down the back of your calf. We should only be pulling so that it feels tight. It shouldn't be painful. It should just be feeling tightness. 5 more seconds. All right. Stepping forward, bit of a shake out of the legs. Other foot back. Same thing on the other side. Heel on the ground. Trying to move the hips forward until you feel that tight stretch. Remember, not painful, just tight. Keeping the knees straight. We're holding. Got about 5 more seconds of hold, and then we're going to go back to the other side. 2, 1. Stepping back. A little bit of a roll out of the ankles. And then we're going to go again. So the foot you used first goes back again. Heel on the ground, knees straight. Till we feel that stretch down our calf. Remember, nice and tight, not painful. That's it, big stretch, a little bit. 5 more seconds, and then we'll swap to the other side. And 1. Swapping over, heel down, knee nice and straight. Should feel nice and released after we're done here. We got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, shaking the legs out. And next one we're going on to is a shoulder stretch. So we're going to do this one standing. What you're going to do is take one arm out straight, put the other hand behind that elbow, and you're pulling it across your body. So you should feel a stretch through here. If you need to go a bit tighter, you can try and get your hand further round so that you feel that nice pull down the back. Again, we're just trying to feel tightness. We're not trying to feel pain. So if it feels like too much, just ease it off. But we're holding. We've got about 10 more seconds. And then we'll swap sides. 3, 2, 1. And release. And onto the other side. Stretching across the body again, feeling it through the back of the shoulder. Holding it for 30 seconds. That's halfway. All right, about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing. Going back to the first arm. One more on each side. Remember, should just be feeling tightness. So we pull across. If you're not feeling anything, try and pull a bit tighter. If you're feeling too much pain, releasing. 3, 2, 1. Swapping to our other side. Last one for our shoulder stretches. And we're about halfway through. Getting that nice stretch down the back of our shoulder. Final 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And shaking them out. The next one is lateral flexion. So we're going to stretch down our sides. So what you're going to do, standing nice and tall, hands down by your sides. You're going to try and creep one hand down your body, trying to touch the knee on that side, then back up. Going nice and slow, creeping down the other side. Just trying to go nice and slow. This is more mobility and stretch as we move. We should feel a nice stretch down this side. And then as we move to the other side, should feel that stretch through there. I'm going to go for 15 more seconds, just moving slowly, getting that nice stretch through the side of your body, then back up to the middle, controlling, going through to the other side. 3 more seconds, and holding there. We got 1 more, and then we're done for the day. And we're going to do our standing thoracic. So like we did in the warm-up, but this one's going to be a stretch. So hands across the body, and we're twisting to one side. We're trying to hold. We're only going to hold for 15 on each side because we're going to do it a couple times. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Twisting back to the center and then to the other side. Really trying to keep those feet square, hips square, and just moving through the shoulders. 3 more seconds. All right, back to the middle. 1 more lot on each side. And 3, 2, 1. And last lot. Final 10 seconds. Trying to really move those shoulders. 3, 2, 1. And back to the center. All right, everybody. That's the session done for today. Well done. Hopefully you feel and you worked up a bit of a sweat like I did. So like I said, next session is going to be a new topic. So it's about balance and reducing falls. So it'll flow nicely on from posture. Does anyone have anything to say at the end? Any feedback on how the program's going?
Warwick reading here. Can you see me? Because
I can't see you, no.
You can't see me. Okay, it's some problem, but I can see you okay.
Okay. Well, as long as you can see me, that should mean the exercises are a bit easier to follow. But next week, so next session on Tuesday is the first session with that new topic. So I hope you all have a great weekend. We're going to hold it there, and we'll see you all next week.